here. So I'm gonna switch over the browser source and oh my god, my face is huge. No, fuck. There we go. That's just the right size. Perfect. I'm going to bring myself down a little bit. Just a little. Just a little. Okay. Okay. Um 100% objective facts here only. I guess the best way to put me in is just chatting and then give me tier list tag. Done. Okay. Let's start the second part of this evening. Let me close Isaac because it's singing sweet nothings in my ear. Angry white people phrases. So how does this work exactly? Can I no, what how does this submit? Why is this this? Is it just cuz it's the first one? Okay, yeah, okay. Whichever you're clicking is going to show up here. I see. So this is a live one, meaning okay, okay. Just pick the color to correspond to the list. Oh, just pick the color here. I see. I see. No more Mr. Nice Guy. What are the rankings here? I love this. People need to say this more. I say this unironically. Hi. I say this ironically. I say this accidentally. I don't say this, but it doesn't bother me. This bothers me slash cringe. This bothers me slash hurts my feelings. I hate this so much. Stop saying it. Oh my fucking god. I have never heard this ever. Okay. No more Mr. Nice Guy. No more Mr. Nice Guy. I'm reporting. Hi, Galleon, reporting live from the scene. No more Mr. Nice Guy is cringe as fuck. I feel like to me, no more Mr. Nice Guy is said by the equivalent of like it's said exclusively by like middle-aged white men, right? But it's by the same kind of vibe as like the middle school kid that would be like, you just activated my trap card, you know? Or like that gets so freaking hyped when that character in Naruto drops his weights and they like hit the boom. No more Mr. Nice Guy. You know, it cannot be set without a fedora tip. Exactly. Exactly. You get my vibe perfectly. So it bothers me cringe, which is this one. Vote is put in. How do you like them apples? I feel like this one's fine. I feel like how do you like them apples is fine because there's like a visceral kind of pleasure associated with it, right? You know what I mean, right? When you say how do you like them apples, you got one over on a guy. And then on top of it, you go, how you like them apples. And that really like that's beautiful. That's perfect. That hits so nicely. Now, I don't say this, but I feel like I should start saying this more. But I feel like the best way to place it is probably I don't say this, but it doesn't bother me. I feel like that's fair enough. I don't say it. It doesn't bother me. I don't think people need to say this more because some phrases like this are better sprinkled in. You don't want too much of it. They are the peppercorn of phrases, right? You can't put too much in. It's gonna ruin the meal, the food. It's gonna ruin the talk, the yap. But a little bit in there can do a lot. That's rich coming from you is huge. I don't say this, but people need to say this more. Because that's rich coming from you is like you're starting a fight. That's good. That's got severe. There's a visceralness to it. I really enjoy. No shit, Sherlock. I do say this. Do I say this ironically or unironically though? I feel like I started. I feel like I have said the how you like them apples in real life. I feel like I started saying no shit Sherlock unironically, but I've pivoted to saying it. Sorry, I started saying it ironically, but I've pivoted to saying it unironically. I don't say it much, but I yeah. Don't get your panties in a twist. Don't say that. It just it doesn't seem. It's just no, because it's associating like being in a losing side with being feminine, right? There's something about this one that like it really irks me. I'm not gonna do that. Okay, smart Alec, I've never heard that shit. Is it like okay, wise guy basically? But why smart Alec? Who the fuck is Alec that has this kind of reputation? I'm not. That's the hill you want to die on is yeah. I say this unironically. It's the way I say it is it's a weird hill to die on, but I'm glad you're dead. it's it's the way that I say that one. Newsflash, buddy. That one has big, big white guy energy. Now, newsflash, buddy. I don't say it. Ironically or unironically. Does it bother me? I feel like it's the kind of thing like if someone used it on me. Okay, it hurts my feelings. I guess it's like the concept of the sentence hurts my feelings, not so much the sentence being used on me. Because I feel like in that case, all of them would go there. I feel like people need to say this more. Newsflash, buddy. It has a lot of hidden potential. It's one of those that used to be big. It kind of fell out of favor from overuse and now it's coming kind of coming back in. It can only be said by a middle class dad because only middle class dads are saying it. The thing to do is you have to claim it. You have to retake it. You have to start saying it. If only middle class dads are saying it, only middle class dads are going to continue to say it. You have to break the cycle. Go out there. Do it. Live your best life. Break the cycle. Wake up. Wake up. Why I oughta I say this. I say it ironically, but I say it a lot. The why I oughta start circling like I say that a lot actually. I know you are. What am I? Is it's it's weak. I know you are. But what am I? Is sort of the foundation upon which discourse, and by discourse I mean arguing at each other, is founded. Right? I know you are, but what am I is not it. It's not it. I'm sorry to say. It it's I guess it's cringe is the best way to put it out of all these options. Like there's no you're barking up the wrong tree. I've never heard it used. I know it exists. I've just never heard it used. Like I'm not in an angry not in an angry way. Like this is angry white people phrases. Not in an angry way. I've never heard someone say that in an angry way, be like, "You're barking up the wrong tree." I've said it, but when it's like, when someone is, shut the fuck up. I've heard it when it's someone talking about like you want to look for something. You're like, yeah, it's not here. You're barking up the wrong tree. Not like when you're angry. Hold your horses, cowboy is huge. Hold your horses, cowboy has how long is this? That's not that long. Why are there like gradients on some of these? You seeing these? A lot of these are like solid colored, and then you get into I guess it's sort of like rarity, and like Pokemon cards or something. You have the regular ones. You start getting into the freaking hollow foils on this one. Hold your horses, cowboy. Is cringe. I'm sorry to say. It depends on who is saying it. I don't say this, but it doesn't bother me. It's fine. That really grinds my gears. I say like a homonym of this. I say a parallel of this. I say, you want to know what's really fucked up? A lot. I didn't realize I was saying it a lot. Do you ever have a thing that you say that you don't realize that you say, and then someone tells you you're doing it, and it's all you can do is notice how you do it because it's a subconscious thing. So I guess, I mean, yeah, no. I'm I say like, you know what's really fucked up a lot, and I used to say it to this coworker, and I would be like, you know what's really fucked up, and she would like stop the experiment she was doing, cross her legs like this, and be like, what is really fucked up, Gallium? And that's that's one way to absolutely friggin' neuter me. I was like, well, I'm not gonna tell you anymore. You've just all the wind is out of my sails now. I can't say it anymore. That really grinds my gears. I don't say this, but it doesn't bother me. Let me be frank here. My name is not Frank, so I don't say it, but it doesn't bother me. Actually, that's not true. Um, let me. Can I not reassign it? I cannot reassign it. Oh no. I was gonna say I say this accidentally because I have said it a couple times. Okay, give me the next one. You'd better skedaddle. Literally never heard this. Who the fuck is saying this? Psychopaths? Oh yeah, you and what army? I've heard it in cartoons, right? I've heard it in TV shows. I've heard it in like as a setup to being like freaking schmacked, not like an actual thing. Because I feel like sometimes there's some sentences you say that you are begging to like spike, someone spikes them right back into your face. You're begging for someone to make you eat your words. And that's one of them. Like you say, "Oh yeah, you and what army?" And then like all of his squad turns the corner, basically. So I think people should say this. It's the classic get owned. It really is. I'm gonna say I hate this so much. Stop saying it. There's no real like way to put this. I guess bothers me cringe is the way to. It's like there's a bothers me cringe. I'm also just not a confrontational person, and I am white, but I'm not American, so I didn't grow up with this. What does that have to do with the price of beans in China? Nothing to do. Although there is a thing in Spain. They say, ¿qué tiene que ver el tocino con la velocidad? Like, what does pork have to do with velocity? It's like the apples to oranges. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? But yeah, what the fuck does that have to do with the price of beans in China? I've never heard. You know what the problem is? You know what's fucked up? I'm gonna read through this. I'm gonna discover so many of these that I've never used before, and I'm going to absorb them into my vernacular as though I am like a creeping ivy on a tree, eating all of its sap. Because that's how I do with languages, especially, not with Spanish, not with my mother tongue, but with English. That shit, like, I just start absorbing stuff, you know? Watch it, wise guy. I don't say this, and I don't think people should. I mean, I guess I love this. People need to say this more. But this kind of makes me seem this is a scale of like how much do I say this, right? Which it's none at all. I don't say this, but it doesn't bother me. Yeah, I mean, if someone used it on me, no, if someone used it on me, it would hurt my feelings. If someone said, "Watch it, wise guy," in the moment, I'd be like, "What the fuck is this guy saying?" And then during the rest of the day, I would be stewing about it. I was like, "Fucking wise guy." What? I like fucking. I like that. I'd be in bed like tucked in, like thinking about it. Oh, for crying out loud is good. I say this unironically. That's just good. I mean, not when I mean, I guess when I'm angry, not at someone. Green is not your color. Is that to do with like envy? I guess. I've literally never heard it, but I have to imagine it has to do with like when someone's jealous, right? Green is not your color. I don't know. Beat it, Buster. Oh, I don't say it, but people, please say this more. Now you listen here, mister. Again, that's one of those when like, now you listen here, mister. You're begging for the mister to sock you right in the teeth. Like there's some sentences you just can't say. This is not a thing that you say because like if a white person is truly angry, they're not going to say beat it, Buster. They're going to say get the fuck out of here. Get out of my fucking sight. Worse, they're gonna pull out. It's gonna be like, get out of my property, right? That's gonna be what a like. This is not like this. There's no situation in which this happens. I feel like a lot of these, like that's rich coming from you, can actually be used when you're angry. Now you listen here, Mister. Not for 100 years. Not for 100 years has it been used. It's like it's cringe. It's cringe. Look, pal, I don't make the rules, but I mean, I don't make the rules, but I do say I don't make the rules. You know, if something is happening, I don't make the rules. Yeah, you can't go. It's my turn to zipper merge. I don't make the rules, pal. I say this. I guess I say this accidentally. Move it or lose it. I've never heard this ever. No way, Jose. I fucking love this shit. I say going. I say that a lot. Oh yeah, nice going, numbskull. Eh, you know, it's very weak. I feel like these were popular in a previous meta. In a meta when you could not just call someone like a fuckhead, or you could not call someone like a cocksucker, right? In a meta where you could not do that, calling someone a numbskull is very powerful. Ever since the devs put in those words, numbskull's just like it's a little pea shooter. You can't ever get anything done with that. I'm gonna say that I don't say it doesn't bother me. Like, yeah. You wish? I say that. Yeah, that's just the good. Apple doesn't fall far from the tree is yeah, it is the line that would make a bully say exactly. Apple doesn't fall far from the no, it would not be the bully in a Disney movie. You know who it would be? It would be the main character that they want to make like a brainy sort of likable guy, but who's actually just really like an asshole, like a fun sucking vampiric asshole. You know those main characters where the writer is like, "Oh yeah, they're going to think he's so cool." It's basically a Reddit atheist is what I'm describing. Like guys who write a Reddit atheist as their main character. They're like, "Oh, he's going to be so cool and whatever." Like they have a friend that's like, oh, I'm gonna go dance in the skating rink or something, and they go and they like, whoa, 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 boom, and they hit themselves and they're laughing. They're like, oh, nice going, numbskull, and you have to be like, oh, he's so relatable because he's so mean, and that somehow is supposed to make him likable. Don't suck other people's joy. You don't suck other people's joy. If you are that friend, take a hard look at yourself in the mirror and think, where did I go wrong? You should be out dancing in that skating rink. I used to be that guy. I know exactly what I'm talking about because I used to be that guy. In fact, sometimes I still fall into that pattern, especially around new people. I don't know how to behave. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. They're gonna be like doing whatever, and my default to be included and yet be from a safe position is to kind of look at everything with like a kind of look at everything like I'm judging it. Look at everything like I'm outside of it, yet participating, and they are there to entertain me, type thing. Like that's sort of, it used to be my default, and in some situations when I'm around new people, I go back to it, and it's not good, and you should not do it. You should not be that kind of person. And nice going numbskull encapsulates that kind of stuff. And just don't be that. Don't do that. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I mean, I say this. Not in an angry manner though, but I say this. You're walking on thin ice? Yeah. I say this a lot. People should say this. Oh yeah, try this on for size. I've never heard it as an angry thing. Try this on for size, just like I've just heard that when I'm buying freaking clothes. Finally, holy shit. I've been wanting to get that out of me for so long. I had like a little whatever. Try this on for size. Nah. I've never heard it in an angry way. What's a tuya is pretty weak sauce. What's a tuya is again from a meta back when we couldn't swear. I've got a bone to pick with you. Is again, it's not strong. It's not strong in the meta. It does have its uses. It does have its niche cases. I'm going to say I say it ironically. Tell it to the judge is crazy. I mean, people need to say this more. I don't say this, but people need to say this more. Some of these are good. You got another thing coming? Yeah, I say this. That's just normal. Let me stop you right there. I say this. That's just normal. Thanks, Captain Obvious is like no shit Sherlock, but worse. It doesn't have the alliteration going for it. Hang on a second. I've returned. I've risen from the ashes. Thanks, Captain Obvious is no shit Sherlock, but worse. It's honestly, it's just cringe. Where's the cringe? Is green? Green. It's cringe. It's like, it's weak. You gotta be joshing me is. I feel like people in the South say this. I've noticed this ever since I started dating my girlfriend. They use soft words for a lot of things. Oh gosh instead of oh god or oh golly, or you gotta be joshing me. Yeah, it's like there's or like a lot of heck instead of hell. It's I feel like the South does that a lot. I'm going to lose my headphone cord down into the abyss. Oh geez is very strong, definitely. And I feel like in the South you might hear this. Again, not only am I not from the South, I'm not even from the US. So I'm you gotta be joshing me feels a little weak to me. I think I don't say it, but it doesn't bother me. It's just kind of whatever. You need to cool it is I've never said this. I've I don't know. I feel like what the heck he is a strong one too. Well, I mean only you say that though. What the heck is not a South thing. What the heck is a you thing. You need to cool it is it's not good. Okay? I feel like it's not good and I'll tell you why. I'll explain to you my reasoning here. I'll show my work. Let me sip some water. Ah. You need to cool it is not good because there's two purposes these sentences, these phrases can be following. They can be trying to escalate, make the other person more angry, or they can be trying to de-escalate, make the other person cool down. You need to cool it is as bare face is telling the other guy to calm down, but the only effect it's going to have is to get a rise out of someone else. If you say you need to cool it, because when you say it, you don't say it like in an angry way to make the other person more angry. You say it to make the other person calm down. But that's going to make them more angry. So it's just inefficient problem solving. Do you get what I mean? If I'm trying to make someone else angry, I'm going to say that's rich coming from you. Just freaking really throw him back into a face. That's the pot calling the kettle black, right? If I'm trying to call someone down, let's be like, okay, let's talk, or like, let's take a step back, You need to cool it is just putting the onus on the other person. This argument would not be happening if not for you being angry. And you need to cool it. And that's I'm not into that. So I'm gonna go ahead and say, I hate this so much. Oh my fucking god, stop saying it. This ain't my first rodeo, I say ironically. I've said it before, I'll say it again, but just ironically. Cause I mean Who says it for real? No. Get a load of this guy is huge, actually. I Because I like it kind of has a little bit of that energy of like what the fuck chat, like there's teenagers out there, actual just teenagers and younger, going out into the world and just when they're talking be like, "Oh my god, chat, is this real?" There's no camera, there's no chat, but they'll be like, "Chat, is this real?" Or like, "Oh my god, chat," like they'll talk to like cuz they've just they're miming the streamers that they watch. Which is a crazy thing to have happen, but chat has just become this stand-in for God, basically. Instead of being like, "Oh my God," just be like, "Chat, help me," "Chat, bail me out." But get a load of this guy is kind of carrying that kind of thing, sort of bringing this into the public, being like, "Chat, get a load of this guy," sort of carrying this sort of, even if it's just you two and no one else in the room, being like, "Get a load of this guy," suddenly makes the other guy very aware that this is, it, you're putting a public spin on it. I really actually enjoy it. Get a load of this guy is good. I'm gonna keep saying this. Yada yada yada. Never heard it. Talk to the hand is cringe as hell. Riddle me this Einstein is, again, no shit Sherlock, but worse. Einstein is great. Okay, Einstein as a freaking angry thing. Like, oh, look at Einstein over here. That's good. That's fucking good. When they're like, they come up with a thing, you're like, oh, look at Einstein over here. Fucking devastating. That's like right to the freaking kneecaps. The Jenga tower of their argument has a load bearing pillar. And like, look at Einstein over here, immediately knocks it out. Riddle me this Einstein. No. Riddle me this. Fine. Einstein, fine. Put together, they don't go well. It's like pizza and gummy bears. Separately, perfectly fine. Together, I would not give it a try. So I'm going to go ahead and say, I hate this so much, stop saying it. Look what the cat dragged in. I don't say this. And it doesn't bother me, which means it's you. Yeah. Suck it up, Buttercup. I've literally never heard. That's genius. Take a hike, pal. Never heard it. Take a hike. I've heard. Take a hike, pal. I feel like there's a liberal sprinkling of like pal, buster, buddy into these that they're just putting here to give it. You hate suck it up, Buttercup? I've never heard it by dismissive teachers. Oh, yeah, no. It must be like a leftover from a previous generation because I swear I'd never heard that shit in all the years I've been in the US. Take a hike, pal. Like, take a hike is good. Take a hike, pal, not good. I'm gonna say it's pretty weak. Doesn't I don't say it doesn't bother me. Are you yanking my chain? I say, are you pulling my leg sometimes? Accidentally. So accidentally. Yeah, I guess accidentally. I don't notice that I say it, but I say it. I'm gonna go with this because it's basically the same, unless there's like a pulling my leg. No. Okay. Are you? I don't. I say this accidentally. There it goes. Get your mind out of the gutter. Yeah, I say this a lot, and it deserves more. It deserves more time in the sun. It's great. What's the big idea? Again, I say this a lot, and it's great. Give him a piece of my mind. Eh, no, not really. I feel like I have said this probably at some point. Probably accidentally. It's just that it doesn't carry a lot of punch. It's more of like a it's more of like a transitive sort of sentence, right? It doesn't have an end. It's just establishing a situation rather than delivering the knockout punch that we have up here. Go pick on someone your own size. I say this a lot. I can say it ironically. I say it ironically because I only really say it to people who are my own size. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. I say it, but again, These are like angry white people. I feel like a lot of these are I just use conversationally. Am I out here picking fights? People, am I out here picking fights? I thought I was just saying shit that people normally say. I feel like a lot of these are just sentences, no? A lot of these are things you just say. Yeah, I say this a lot. Don't even get me started again. I say this a lot. Don't get me started on this. Don't get me. Yeah, it is a very normal phrase. Okay, thank you. Get with the program, buddy. No, I've never heard it. Don't be a fucking square. Yeah. Be there or be square. I say it a lot. I say this unironically. You made your bed. I also say this quite a bit. I mean, it's just good. You there's nothing I think quite as good in an argument than throwing it in the other person's face that they are like they fucked up. You know, like if you are having an argument and you find a little chink in the armor, you find a little something like they messed something up, and you both come to the realization that this argument is happening because of something they did, then you can just freaking turn it back around and be like, you made your bed. Something about just like showing the poetic justice in an argument is really good to me. You absolute nitwit, never heard that shit. Cool your jets. I don't say it. It doesn't bother me. I'll believe it when I see it. I don't really say this, actually. I guess I've said it accidentally. If by accidentally we mean just not very often. I just haven't said this much. Put up your dukes, I've never heard. I mean, I understand what it's like, put them up, I guess. But no. Cool your jets, kiddo. Cool your jets, kiddo is yeah. But again, I've not really heard it for real. And also, it has a bit of like you need to cool it energy, but you need to cool it. It's angry. It's anger inducing by nature. Cool your jets is it has a bit of play to it. It's a little playful. It's better. Okay, now you've really gone and done it. No. Again, I feel like also I'm just not a very confrontational guy. Like I'm not a boss fight with different stages. You know what I mean? If I get angry, I only really have the one level of angry and that's it. So I don't go like, okay, now you've really gone and done it. Now I'm gonna go nuclear on you. You thought I was angry now? Watch me. No, if you get me angry, you're getting me at 100% anger from the get-go. Because I don't get gradually angry. I build up. I slowly get there, and then I'm like, I fall on you with the wrath of 1,000 suns at that point. But now you've really gone and done it is a thing that you say when you're already angry, and you go even a level further. I don't say that. If I'm angry, I'm angry. If I'm not angry, I'm not angry. And most of the time, I'm not angry. Nice try, bucko. The more I think about it, the more I like it, actually. Nice try, bucko. Bucko is good. Bucko is actually really helping here. I like to imagine a lot of these, this like, the beat it buster or take a hike pal. If you imagine it with that the little added tag at the end, the little GFP fluorescent tag that is the bucko, the pal, the buddy. If you imagine it without that, does it get better or worse? Nice try. On its own, it's fine. Nice try, bucko. Really would actually make me angry. Um, so I think people need to say this more. I've completely forgot this existed. Taste their own medicine. I've mentioned it before. Taste of their own medicine. I say it a lot. I say it unironically. I don't know about people need to say this more. That's kind of whatever. Taste of your own medicine. Again, it feeds into what I was saying. I really enjoy in a discussion throwing like showing the hypocrisy in something, showing the disc that oh, for Pete's sake, no. For Pete's sake is weak. Why Pete? You have God. God is there. God is also a one syllable word, and you can use it now. We don't care about blasphemy or whatever. We're long past that. Religion is dead. We killed God. We can talk about him now. For Pete's sake. Yeah, don't say it doesn't bother me. It's weak. Why am I so sleepy all of a sudden? I was thinking we were gonna do more than one, but I guess we're only doing the one tier list. Holy shit. You're cruising for a bruising. It's it's pretty weak sauce, isn't it? You're cruising for a bruising has nothing to it. Like literally actually nothing to it. Like you're cruising for a bruising is never said by someone that can actually throw a punch. If you are saying you're cruising, like if you're angry enough to throw a punch, aka cause a bruising, and in this situation, in this scenario, you're offering a bruising, right? If you're saying words, if you're rhyming, you're cruising for a bruising. I mean, can you imagine? Can you imagine like getting in a fight with someone and they're like, "You're cruising for a bruising, dude." Like, I'm thinking because like this sentence, they must have come up with it 20th century. It's got to be 20th century. Maybe like early 20th, late 19th century. You're cruising for a bruising. It's got severe sort of like, see New York vibes, but they must have felt so fucking clever when they came up with that. You're cruising for a bruising. First time someone said that, it must have worked a treat. But it really has nothing in it, does it? It was just a flash in the pan. Holy shit, I'm yawning nonstop. I slept so much last night. I thought I was like fully ready. No, never mind. I got nothing. I mean, yeah, your cruising for a bruising is just weak. I'm not saying I hate this so much. And I have heard of it. I've not heard it used. I guess cringe. It's cringe is I guess the way to put it. Are we gonna have a problem here? Okay, this feeds into the same issue I have with what's it called? You need to cool it. It feeds into the same issue I have, which is if you say, "Are we going to have a problem here?" The only possible answer is you're getting a problem. Are we gonna have a problem here? You're saying it like it's never said in a way that like where someone's gonna be like, "Oh no, we're not gonna have a problem." Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, no, go on your way. Oh yeah, cool shirt by the way. Oh thanks. I like your shoes. That's never gonna happen. That situation does not exist. You're crazy. You're making it up. You living in Neverland. That shit's not happening. Are we going to have a problem here? You only say that when like the other guy's incensed already. And the only possible solution is, yeah, there's going to be a problem. You caused the problem. There's going to be a problem. So I think I hate this so much. Stop saying it. Checkmate losers. Listen, listen. Okay, I get it. I get it. You're a nerd. The nerd resurgence has been coming back. Okay, the nerds are back on top. Nerds are winning. Checkmate loser sets us back 10, 15 years. And like nerds, you cannot be using that. That is our weakness, okay? You want to say checkmate losers. You want to like, show that you dominated and that you're smart and that you play chess. Dude, no, 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 no. Not checkmate losers. I have the power of God and anime on my side. It kind of has a little bit of that, like all according to Keikaku. It's just no, 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 no. If you win and then you say checkmate losers, that fight's going into overtime. You thought you won, they scored an equalizer. Use own goal. Own goal at the 90th minute. We're going into overtime because you said checkmate, losers. No, it's like it's just weak. I think it's just weak. Where do I put it? I guess cringe. Get a grip. I mean, yeah, but I don't say it for real. I guess unironically. Ironically. Sorry. Slow your roll. I've never used it. I've heard people use it to great effect. I've seen some masters of the craft. Again, my family-in-law, they're southern. Slow your roll, they invented that shit. They're good with it. They know how to use it. I don't I don't think it's got great effect though. I mean actually if someone says slow your roll to me, it would hurt my feelings. I will give you that. Mom or teacher face, exactly. And I think like it's good at at dousing the flames, at really freaking killing you dead in your spot. So I'm gonna say this hurts my feelings. Jeez Louise is a holochromatic, by the way. I'll trade you my holochromatic Jeez Louise for two No Way Jose's, and this ain't my first rodeo. Jeez Louise with the gradient across it. I'm gonna say it's not. It's weak. It's cringe. Jeez Louise, it just like if you're angry at someone, if you're in a fight, you can't be saying, "Oh, jeez Louise," you know? Like someone no, 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 no. You're putting yourself you're starting with a handicap. No more we're wait, didn't we start with no more Mr. Nice Guy? Yeah, we did. Wait, we finished this. Okay. Where did I put no more Mr. Nice Guy? Cringe. Absolutely agreed. Okay, thank you. We've looped back around. I've just recalibrated with the control, no more Mr. Nice Guy, and we see that my knowledge has not been impaired. We were thinking the same thoughts all the way through. I think this is pretty definitive, pretty good take. I think my takes were objective facts here only, as advertised. And I was gonna do more, but unironically, I'm so fucking tired right now. I don't know what's going on. So I'm gonna go ahead and say thank you very much for watching. It's been real. Tier list after a long while was fun. We're gonna do more of these. We might start doing them maybe at the start of stream to get the ball rolling, get the brain churning, something like that. And we went on to almost 3 hours. I might float the idea of maybe a stream tomorrow, as it stands, because again, I'm not streaming Thursday, I'm not streaming Saturday, and maybe Sunday I'm gonna go hang out with a freaking foster dog. And I'm sorry, but that's bad. That's just streaming is good is not as good as a foster dog. It's never gonna be as good as a freaking. Are you kidding me? A little foster dog? Never. You could never be. Unless it's somehow revealed all of my viewers are foster dogs. Never. Never it could be as good. So I'm gonna go ahead and say that was it for today. Thank you very much for watching. I will be live probably again tomorrow. And I will be seeing you. Bye bye.